Today's episode is presented by T-Mobile, America's best unlimited network.
Welcome to the second episode of Screen Junkies Universe.
Yeah.
It is Comic-Con week, and we are so excited because we have a very, very special guest with us today. Mr. Luc Besson himself is here, ladies and gentlemen.
There he is.
We are most certainly not worthy in any way. You don't know who we are, though. Let's tell you who we are. This is Mr. Andy Signor.
Andy Signor, hey, great to meet you. Big fan. Love The Professional. I got to say, is still the best, but Valerian, Fifth Element, I love them all. I'm so honored to be here with you.
I am Roth Cornett. I will actually second that. Love The Professional, but I've seen The Fifth Element about 2 million times.
Yeah, I have to agree. The Fifth Element is my Star Wars.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and Fifth Element, what they all said, Leon, and then Valerian, which just totally just blew my mind. Also,
Yeah,
so,
I've seen none of them, so I will.
They're good.
Which one's your
Pretty good.
favorite?
You should check it out.
It's like if you ask what kid you prefer.
Secretly, there's one.
Secretly, there's a favorite, right?
No, they're all my kids. But no, I love them all. I have a particular love for the new one.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's the newborn baby. He still needs you, so I love him more than. And this one was very long to deliver, also.
Was it such a welcome experience to return after 20 years to this epic sci-fi opera?
Yeah, the Fifth Element was a nightmare to do. A nightmare. Because it was the old-fashioned special effect. And, they basically locked the entire studio. I was not even allowed to come in. I need my badge and everything. They were it was a nightmare. On this one, 20 years later, you basically do whatever they want, whatever you want, and they say, oh, we will deal with it later. And for me, it was such a freedom. Fifth Element is 188 shots with special effect. This one is 2,700. So it's 15 times bigger, but easier in a way.
So that's not more intimidating though, in a way, because then because in Fifth Element it's there, right? Those guys in the pyramid, all the stuff, the aliens and stuff. Do you miss that a little bit, or do you actually prefer your mind to be able to go crazy in those?
No, because in a way, on Valerian, every time you see an alien or a monster or whatever, there's an actor, and it was, way more easy for me to communicate with the actors, even if they're in a gray suit and on their knees and they do strange things. I still have an actor and I can guide him. On the Fifth Element, to talk to the guy in the suit and he'd say, Roger, can you hear me? And the guy was can't hear most of the time.
Knocking into Luke Perry, right?
And to walk, it was difficult. Here, I'm just dealing with the actors, and then they need 2 years to CGI them and change them, but for me it was easier, in fact.
As a director, I've always wondered, because you said it's great to have actors there, but for Valerian particularly, when you're talking to an actor, and as the director, I know you have a vision of what it's going to be like. But how do you explain, okay, you're in a field, but it's really a interdimensional marketplace, and how can you communicate and kind of get the performance you want in such a vast, rich, crazy visual style? And
I have a Bible of 400 pages. I have the entire history of Alpha Station, the space station, from 1972 to 2800. Everything happens in the station year by year. I have 5-6 pages on each alien, what they're eating, what their specialty, where they're coming from. I have the entire background of Valerian and Laureline, their parents, where they study. The Bible is thick like this. So the actor already have all this knowledge, and we just have 6,000 drawings. So they really watch all of them. And so when they come and you say, oh, the Corton Dogs will come from here and your spaceship is there, they just say, okay. And they see it,
May I purchase this Bible from you?
Oh, we put a couple of it online, I think, on the website.
Yeah.
So you can watch their story. The alien, for example, you have an address where they live, and actually the address is real. No, I know
In
I'm
space?
crazy, but
Yeah. Can I go?
Googled it.
if you go on the map of stars, it's west 200 degree north, and you tape it, you will see the star. I'm not sure that this alien is living there, but at least the apartment exists.
Well, look, I gotta push this because I love it, but it almost sounds a little crazy. Like, how do you manage it all? Like, how do you are you walking around with just ideas? How do you keep track of them? How do you decide which one?
It's you try since 7 years to make this world alive, little by little. You know, like how are they gonna eat? Oh, in a space station, who's gonna take care of the food? So the Ulaanbaatar, the big guys, they are taking care of the food. That's why they're rich.
But do you delegate creative responsibilities to help you figure out these worlds, or is this really all from you?
No, I basically it comes a little bit from me. And
it's the comic source, I guess, in this instance.
And then I have 29 albums from the comics, and then I have a bunch of creators who are really nuts. You know, I'm a little nuts, but they're really nuts.
Yeah, I heard you have 200 artists from around the world just who give you crazy visuals and ideas. Is that true?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Do you just send them drugs?
No, but
they have their own.
You know, the first year, they were not allowed to see each other. They don't have the script, and I have a Skype once a week with them, and that's the only relation we have between the guy and me, because I want to protect them. I want them to be totally free. They don't have to give back drawings on Monday, or just like we hire them for a year, and that's it. And they
How does
work.
one apply to join this coalition?
I know, right?
How do we get this job? No,
Clearly
we're
gonna
not
impress
gonna.
them.
Yeah,
Clearly.
I just got stick figures. Yeah.
Is it a little bit frustrating in a way not to be able to utilize the richness of that world? And you have so much too in The Fifth Element. Started on that when you were 16. In a way, do you sort of want to return to that, or have other people explore it in a TV show or another format the way they did with Nikita?
I don't know. No, I'm happy to have this richness. It doesn't matter at the end what you keep. It's everywhere. I mean, I love that 20 years later, we're going to make a big screening, you know, on this festival with The Fifth Element, where 10,000 people is going to come, and it's 20 years later. And
They sold one out in New Zealand, I saw. They had everyone show up. It's still doing it day to day. How does that feel? I mean, that must be incredible.
Oh, it's great because, you know, Valerian, believe me, you can watch it 12th time. You will still see things like, oh my God, I've never seen this alien on the back here. And I love that. I love to be able to, in a couple of years, you watch the DVD and then you rediscover a few things. I love to work for a long time, you know, not just like, there's a bunch of film, you watch it once, you like it, and then 2 years later you say, oh, it's weird.
Well, I want to pipe the film more because I really enjoyed the film. It visually blew my mind and took me to wait. I just was like, how all these visuals? Was there a moment? I love as Dan was alluding to it, that scene where he puts the goggles on and we get this altered dimension world. You got to see it, and you got to see it on the biggest screen to really experience these amazing visuals. But what was in Valerian specific? What was the one thing that sort of blew your mind in a way of like, I have to have that. That's my visual for this movie.
The big market at the beginning, that was a challenge because there's a desert, and on the top of it there's another world, which is the big market, 1,000 shops on 500 levels, and they are at the same place. If you want to see the other world, you need your screen, and then you can move in the two in the same time, and the hero get his arm blocked in one of them. So the body is in one and the arm is on the other one. Then it starts to be a little complicated.
Yeah, but it's totally follow along. It's super fun.
Yeah, but you know what? You can follow since a month. For 3 years, no one understand the scene. The technician, they were lost. They were like, The actors was like, And me, sometimes I was like, no, isn't it? There's no.
Even you're confused.
No, the arm is in the desert. And then a month and a half, when the special effects are finished, the sound, because you have the sound in the desert and one in the market is not the same. And then suddenly everything is saying, yeah, it's easy, I understand. But that was a nightmare to do. 6 weeks of shooting, just for this, 15-minute scene. And 2 years and a half of work for ILM, just on this scene.
After you birth these things and go through so much work to bring these original visions to life, do you ever wish you could just like go make a rom-com, or, like direct a play or something?
There's a rom-com in it.
Honestly, I want to do a tiny film without special effect now.
Yeah.
Just to recoup.
Yeah.
You know.
Definitely.
Yeah, just dialogues, actors, and you know.
Would you return to, there's always been these rumors of seeing Matilda as an adult. Is that something that you would still think about and explore? Is that anything that you and Natalie Portman, that's a film that's just dialogue and acting. You could do that next.
I like where you're going.
You know, it's interesting because I think that half of the people will be so happy if I do that, and the other half will hate me for that. And I'm still like, I love the film a lot, and maybe it's better if she's still hiding somewhere and not get caught. So I don't know. There's a week where I wish I can say, yeah, let's do it, and the week after, I kill you if you do it. All right, okay, I'm not gonna do it.
Just stay off Twitter, yeah.
Yeah, Twitter's the worst. I'm curious with Valerian, because this is, even predating the movie, this is something that was hugely influential on a lot of sci-fi that came after it, you know, Star Wars and that very culturally popular things. In adapting this, how, because it feels so new and original and fresh, and yet it has already influenced so many other things that we've seen. Like, how did you balance that idea of, I want to take what I love about the source material, but also bring this kind of fresh take on it, so it doesn't seem like, we've seen this movie. There's nothing in this movie that I was like, oh, I've seen that before. Everything that I saw was like, yeah, that I've never seen that. That's completely new.
That's cool.
That's great. But knowing that it came from something that was so heavily influential on other things, I'm curious how you were able to balance.
I think if you spend your time to verify with the other materials who exist, like, do I'm close of that or not, or do I look like this one? If you're looking all the time, maybe you will finish by looking like them. Mm-hmm. I think that the trick was like, don't do your thing, don't think about the others. I have 29 albums, so I can dig and take what I want, and I just like stay on it. So it's true that I avoid to watch any sci-fi film since 4 years. I've seen nothing.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are you binging them all now?
Yeah.
No,
What's the first one you're going to watch?
I know I've watched few now because I've finished, so I watch everything now. But for 4 years, I'm not allowed myself to watch anything, because even if you don't want to, the rhythm, the pace, you never know what you're gonna, even if it's not intentionally, you're gonna catch something. So I try to make it myself clean of that for 4 years.
Wow.
What was the favorite one that you saw recently, now that you've come back to catch up on 4 years?
Okay, I have to be honest. All right?
Please.
The thing is, like, when for so long you're on a technical construction of yours, for a few months when I watch a film, I see only the bones, the structure, the sound, the thing. I can't see the film yet. I need to let it go for a few months, and then I can come back as a moviegoer to watch film normally. But for now, I watch the film and I say, oh, the cut 2 frame, the sound, on left thing, point of blue that you should, no, okay. And it's impossible for me to watch it. Impossible.
So it sounds like you're really absorbed in the technical aspect of this as you're making it, but how do you balance something like world building and crafting this imaginary universe with the more traditional stuff like plot and character?
Can I cut you for just 1 second?
Yes, of course.
Because I was thinking about something. Imagine a doctor who spent the entire day at the hospital, and then 50 minutes later he's dating a girl in the restaurant.
Oh,
I am sure that he feels
well,
like
I'm imagining
me.
it now.
And she's gonna watch everything and say, "Oh, sorry, look at the teeth."
Yeah, wash your hands.
What kind of doctor
So
is he?
I was trying to find that. That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Hangover. Film Hangover. That's awesome.
How did yours look? Do they look okay though? Okay, good.
My question was just, how do you balance the world building aspect of introducing people to this whole new world, and then just the more traditional filmmaking concerns of like plot and character?
That's the first part. I mean, the first 2 years, I'm only concerned about characters, arc, what is the plot, what is the themes of the film? What do I want to say without pushing too much? But I want to say a few things about living together, about, protecting the planet, just like sneak in a little bit in case the 12 years old are listening. And so that's the first 2 years. And you don't even think about how we're going to make it, how it's going to look like. You're really working on that. And when it's like a house. When you have your structure on the wall, then start to think about the color of the walls and the furniture and all this,
Cool.
Well, I was going to say, while we have you, we have a few more minutes. I do want to get some classic questions because I have some burning questions I want to ask. For example, professional. I love Gary Oldman, Stansfield in there. And that line, I do it almost every day. Everyone! How was that scripted? Was that just him? Was that you pushing him to go to that extreme?
It comes on the set after few takes. He did few takes. And then at the moment... I think it's me, but I'm not even sure. It's maybe him. One or the other, we get the idea and say, after everyone, just say it again. So I asked the other guy, say, what do you mean everyone? So he can say it a second time. But he comes on the set after a few takes. With Gary, he's just a genius. So you always go for what's written and what we decide. And then when it's done, because that takes 5 minutes. And then after, we have plenty of time to play. And I have this little story, like he's playing piano on the fireplace in the apartment. He's playing Beethoven. And he did like 10, 12 takes. And I said, okay, try one more like this, try one more like that. And then after a while, after like 20 takes, he comes to say, Luc, are you not satisfied with the... And I said, yeah, why are you saying that? It's because it's 22 takes. And I say, no, I have it from take 5. But I enjoy it so much. I just going. And then he say, okay, all right, okay, good. Just checking.
Okay.
So we did 20 takes. I was just like, can you try with the green and the little blue? Stripe, yellow
He's giving
stripe.
it to you every time. He doesn't realize that. Okay.
Because he's non-stop. You can press the button. You can ask whatever you want. He will deliver. He's just, he's a genius.
Awesome.
And then I had one more. From Taken. You wrote the big speech Liam Neeson gives. Yes, the rule, this particular set of skills. Is that true? You wrote that monologue on the phone.
It's Mark Kamen,
okay,
my co-writer, and we talk about it. But he's the one who actually wrote all the lines one by one. We have the setup of the thing. I think I got the end. I know where I want to go. I will find you and I will kill you. But he make it good. He make it look good.
Better. Well, who thought Liam Neeson could do that? Because that was such a brilliant. It's a brilliant casting call, and it's resurrected his career in a way.
The truth is him.
He pitched it.
He was seeking the role?
We didn't bring him the script.
He found you.
No, he called me.
Yeah. Wow.
Because in fact, in south of France, we're neighbors. So I see him on the market sometimes. Hey, hi, taking tomatoes, and we're just polite. But so he knew me just a little bit, and then he called me and said, "Luc, I'm sorry, and my agent, I don't know how, because we never send the script, but I got the script." And I really love it, and I think it's for me because I really like the way he talked about it very simply. He's not the type of guy who's selling the thing, but he was very honest, very simple. But he said, if you give it to me, I know what to do with that. And I said, okay, fine, good.
That's how you get a job.
But I went to the studio at the time, and they say, no, Liam Neeson. And then I said to the studio, okay, so I'm leaving. Okay, all right. I love it.
Awesome.
That's amazing because it was such brilliant casting, and now he's so known for that.
Yeah.
But he knew it. He knew that it was for him. It is very and I have to trust. I know the actors, especially when they're talented like him. When an actor call you and say, I would love to have it because I know what I can do. You have to trust him.
I can really punch a lot of people in the throat.
Great at punching wolves.
I hate throats.
Well, Mr. Besson, thank you so much for coming in. We're big fans, and everyone definitely check out Valerian in theaters this weekend. See the biggest screen you can, IMAX,
3D.
etc. So great.
Yeah.
And then make sure to stay tuned for us in Comic-Con because we'll be here all week covering it on news.
Yes.
Right, Ross?
All week long, covering Comic-Con. It's going to be a big event on Screen Junkies News and also Screen Junkies OG.
Yes.
Yeah.
The original channel. So we're so excited. Thank you for coming. It's so honored to talk to you.
Thank you,
Do it
sir.
all day.
Thank
Thank you.
Please come back. See you tomorrow.
This episode was presented by T-Mobile, America's best unlimited network.